I always feel personally attacked whenever I see those memes where it's like every white millennial ever whenever it's foggy outside. Oh my god, it's Silent Hill.
Yeah, pretty much.
And I'm like, oh yeah. The number of times I posted like foggy pictures and have been like, it's Silent Hill outside.
We are not going to panic. What the heck even happened here, man? Vengeance. Strip Daddy! Give him a hockey stick! Motherfucking magician, man! Am I some kind of fucking magician, man? Fucking nerd! Whatever. It's not like we're professionals anyway. And I'm not sorry. Time to big bread. Every day, yes. What is the air wall of trains?
Greetings, grocery store patrons, and welcome to a very Shocktober-ish episode of the Lasercomb Podcast, the show where we comb through random episodes of classic TV with a fine-tooth laser. I am one of your hosts, The Siege.
Are you there? Hello. I'm trapped in here. My name's NeoCal. Oh, the pain.
Something in the mist took John Lee. Something in the
I was
mist.
just being a classical ghost, but I guess it makes more sense if I did something about the mist behind me.
Welcome, everyone, one and all. This is episode 142 of the Lasercomb Podcast. And
That's right. We're catching up, which means we're 10 episodes away from being our longest running podcast.
That's right. And this week on the Lasercomb Podcast, we are beginning a new programming block. Shocktober is spilling over into November. We're calling this Shocktober IV, November to Dismember. So because of life circumstances, one reason or another, we didn't really get to do much Shocktober festivities this year. So we've decided to keep the horror going, into November.
Exactly.
Because what else are we going to do in November besides be spooky? Woohoo!
Besides be spooky, wait for Christmas and try not to nut. Ooh. I never understood that. I think that's the dumbest thing ever.
What, no nut November?
Yeah. Remember when November used to be people growing their beards out for hockey or something?
Yeah, remember when November was Movember?
Yeah. Millennials remember.
Millennials remember. I don't know what
We
this.
are
I don't know
in
what this
charge of
no
all
nut.
the cringiest trends.
I don't know what this no nut November nonsense is, but that's one bandwagon I'm not jumping on.
That's right. It's like, sorry, babe. I'm actually trying not to nut all this month because I'm trying to store my masculine energy. Yeah.
And she's like, "That's fine. I haven't nutted all year." But I'm tish. So if you're new here, let's, which I highly doubt you are, but let's. I feel like now is a good time to kind of catch people up on what it is we do here. So on the Lasercomb Podcast, we review a random episode of a different TV show each and every week, and there are some rules to that. Rule 1. We only do a show once. The episode is always random, 100% of the time, always, never not random.
Oh yeah, yes, of course.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. We don't repeat shows, so once we roll the random number generator, land on an episode number, watch the show, and review it, that is our judgment on the entire series.
It's gone forever.
Yeah. Never again. That's it. Other rules include the show has to be narrative based, which means
No game shows,
no game
reality
shows,
shows.
no reality shows, no documentaries.
There's been no documentaries, but like some shows.
We have done a mockumentary, courtesy of Jared. No competition shows, which we did a fake competition show once, also courtesy of Jared.
That was called
WMAC Masters.
That is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's a fictional show about, how do I just, it technically wasn't a competition show. It was a show that was like Mortal Kombat combined with American Gladiators.
Yep. But it was,
there was a narrative.
And there was no actual competition. So it was presenting itself as an American Gladiators type series, but it was fictitious. So kudos to Jared. You've skirted the rules twice with some of your Patreon picks.
Mm-hmm.
There's some rules I've been thinking of introducing recently. I kind of want to do it.
No bebe shows.
No bebe shows.
No bebe shows.
No shows involving
the
penguins.
Target audience is 5 or 6.
No shows involving penguins.
Oh, well, you don't like Christian penguin programming?
No.
Sounds like somebody forgot to pray.
Oh, and finally, one of the most important rules is the show has to be done. Has to be finished its run. So, has to be narrative based, has to be finished. We only watch the show once. We never repeat. As much as I would love to do.
There has been a time where a show was booted back up, so we're kind of hesitant to review anything of the last few years
because things have a tendency to disappear and then come back, like Beavis and Butthead, for example.
Right,
which I actually
good reviews.
I never watched Beavis and Butthead as a kid, but I actually started watching that like revival show series, like the newer seasons that started a few years
Trust
ago.
Me.
It's actually pretty funny.
OG, I've watched a bit of it too, and I'm like, wait, this is good. OG Beavis and Butthead were just like bookshelf. What's the term I'm looking for? Bookending. They just bookended music videos.
Yeah.
There was
which makes sense.
Was a narrative.
It was an
over
MTV
time.
series in the 90s, and that was at a time when MTV still actually showed music videos.
Mm-hmm. And there was like a movie, and then there was a reboot movie, and now there's like the ongoing show. Those are actually good.
That second Beavis and Butthead movie, which I watched a few years ago, it is so fucking funny.
I've only seen clips. The universe. I missed out. I've seen clips of it, and I'm like, wait, this looks really good.
If you still have my Paramount Plus login, you should definitely watch Beavis and Butthead to the Universe. It is so fucking funny.
I know the next movie I'm watching. So yeah, this Beavis and Butthead, it had been years, so I thought we were safe to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Lo and behold, I mean, okay, spoilers, skip ahead 10 seconds. Everyone dies in Cyberpunk Edge Runners, so yeah. I was to assume that it would be safe. And lo and behold, season 2 was announced like a few months ago.
There's another thing, I can't remember what it is now, but there's another thing that we watched a long time ago that came back a little while back. And I'm like, God damn it.
Really?
Yeah.
So that's not on us. And in the meanwhile, we still patiently await the long-running Murdoch Mysteries to finish its run.
We've said this before, but like the fucking minute that show is finally canceled, we are jumping on a microphone and reviewing Murdoch Mysteries.
Usually I don't like shows like that. Every time I've caught it, it's been good.
The first time I ever saw it, I was like on a treadmill. I was on a treadmill at the gym, which looking at me tells you that this was a long ass time ago. But it was
last
just on.
Week, you say? Oh,
It,
really?
it was just on, and it had subtitles on, so there I am, like running on the treadmill, and I'm like, this is actually pretty good because it was always just one of those like, I don't know, grandma shows.
It seemed like grandma's shows
Yeah.
that was just on by accident, but every time I've like let it play, I'm like, hold on.
Hmm. But unfortunately, we're not talking about Murdoch Mysteries this week. This week, kicking off Shocktober IV, November to Dismember, we are talking about the 2017 Spike TV series, The Mist.
That's right. 10 episodes
Yeah.
it ran for. Planned. It didn't like it was planned to be 10 episodes. Wouldn't you know
It was
it?
canceled. It was canceled. No, it was
Oh, I thought
canceled.
it wasn't canceled. I thought it was like a run and it was finished and they just weren't renewed for season two.
No,
Oh, fuck me.
it
Yeah.
was canceled due to poor ratings. I think the show actually, I can't say for sure
Geez, I
because
wonder why.
I can't say for sure, but I think the show ended on a cliffhanger. I remember reading.
Makes sense.
Um, yeah, it aired between June 22nd and August 24th of 2017. Now, I remember watching this when it originally aired, and I think I checked out of the show after like 3 or 4 episodes.
I remember you checking it out and making a comment about you falling on the sword. This
Yeah.
is like years and years ago, people.
Yeah, almost a decade now.
And I was like, okay, if somebody stops watching like 3 or 4 episodes in, I think it's safe to skip.
Hmm.
Not all the time though. Sometimes some people stop watching something early on, and you're like, how dare?
And
But
sometimes you just fall off of things, though, too, right?
like a new video game or something else came up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like I remember I fell off of Gotham after like
same.
partway through the first season, and then I came back to it a few years later and actually ended up loving the show, and I still love it to this day. We reviewed it on this podcast. Gotham's
Mhm.
great, but yeah, sometimes you just fall off of a show for one reason or another. No,
That's
I
right.
checked out of The Mist. I think it was partway. If I have a memory of actually like stopping the show partway through episode 4 and just
Oh,
not picking
okay.
it up again. Now, here's
I
the
picture
thing.
you like slamming the stop on your remote and just standing up and leaving.
It's like pause the TV or turn the TV off, get up, take the remote outside and very calmly, and then just violently like throw it.
Violently throw it over the down the road. That's how I'm picturing it when you said mid episode.
It was definitely, I can't remember exact. I think it was episode 4, but I can't remember for sure. But I do remember that I stopped watching the show midway through an episode
Mm-hmm.
because I was just like, nah, I can't.
Hmm. There's also a primer for what you're in for on the Lasercomb podcast. Is we do go on tangents and we do exaggerate things to make things more fun. Let me tell you, if that's not your cup of tea, other people have. So maybe you should let us know how terrible we are in the comments. It really
Tell us how much you
aggravates
love
people.
Ed, and Eddie, please.
And tell us how I mixed up which one is Ed and which one's Ed and which one's Ed. I liked that as a kid, and I raked it over the coals when we reviewed it, much to the chagrin of some people.
Yeah, I think it's actually one of our most hated shows that we've watched, and
The most down.
we took some flack for that one. But whatever, I stand by it. I stand by everything that I don't remember saying in that episode.
I unfortunately, you know what's more insulting? I had a friend say this. They were like, "Oh, I didn't watch it all the way through." I'm surprised this is a real person I know in real life.
Hmm.
And they're like, oh, I thought it was like fine, like my younger brother watched it and blah blah blah. For somebody that hates the show so much, you did a really good job of doing an impression of the characters. And I'm like, it's a curse. I'm also good at Family Guy characters.
Yeah, I'll have you know that doing spot on A-list impressions just happens to be our bread and butter on not only this, but every podcast we do.
Eh, that's right. You give us a character and we'll do an impression of it.
uh, but yeah. So yeah, The Mist 2017. I guess this would have been one of Spike TV's last original productions because
I forgot this was Spike
they
TV.
they rebranded as the Paramount Network. I think like a year or two later. Spike TV isn't even around anymore.
Right. Yeah, I don't know why that's right. Probably for the best.
Which actually it just occurred to me on the last episode we did Blade, which was also a Spike TV original. Coincidence? Absolutely. But a fun one, no doubt.
And wouldn't you know it, I think, did we like that? I think we both just had enough where we're like, you know what, it just meets
I was
the
higher
thumbs
on it
up.
than you were.
But I still inked over to
But
the
but I
positive side.
yeah, I think if I recall correctly, that was a couple weeks ago now at this point. So who
It was
knows?
definitely a snapshot of the first half of the 2000s, let me tell you.
Yeah. What a time to be alive when we were young men.
Let's go and be young men together again.
Yeah, come back with me so we can be young men together again. uh,
And
anyway,
watch Blade, the TV series. And
that's all.
Ed and Eddie.
That's all Leonardo DiCaprio and Ken Watanabe want. Damn it, is to watch
That's all they
Blade the
want.
TV series.
Yeah.
Anyway, the episode of The Mist we landed on was episode 8. The Law of Nature, which originally aired on August 10th of 2017. I'm looking at the viewership ratings for the episodes of this show,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't really decline by that much over the course of its run,
Which is unusual,
which is unusual. So
even for a
it's
popular show.
yeah,
Maybe
I
it
mean,
started low and never got higher.
maybe, yeah. I'm not sure what what Spike TV standards were for viewership numbers, but like, there's not much of a decline here, so it obviously just wasn't meeting their expectations right from the get-go.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
And this show probably has a pretty high effects budget, I would imagine.
I wouldn't know this episode. Just fucking around in the. If I had just watched this episode, which I have, you
Yep,
could not convince me that there's any monsters out there.
I know. There's not a
The
lot going on.
monsters, the monsters were the friends we made along the way.
Well, here's the thing: is the
I know it's
true
the zombie movie thing. The true monsters are people.
I was going to say, so if we look at the movie The Mist, which is one of
Yeah,
my favorite horror movies of all time at this point, and I feel the movie's almost 20 years old now. I feel comfortable saying that I think it's one of the best horror movies ever made.
The
Uh,
Mist is like watching the current presidency in Fast Accelerated.
Even in that movie, it's kind of a cliche, but like the real horror is it, it, the real horror isn't necessarily the monsters outside that you're trying to keep out. It's the madness that happens within.
Everyone that dies, they don't die because they're low on supplies. Everyone that dies is because of people being ignorant,
Hmm.
someone sabotaging someone else, fear mongering. If they all just shut the fuck up and hid in the movie I'm talking about, if
Yeah,
they all just shut the fuck up and hid in the supermarket, every single person would have lived.
yeah.
That's what makes that movie good. Well,
Yeah.
my opinion.
There's only like what, like 30 of them in there, And they're in a grocery store. They could have.
They never run out of water or food.
They could have holed up there for quite some time.
I think they need to go get medicine. Actually,
they do. Yeah.
Do they? Okay, so I'm wrong on that part because people die trying to raid the pharmacy or whatever it is they're going to. Yeah. Oh, almost. But the point is that for the most part, it's ignorance, like the kid that dies at the beginning.
Yeah.
Right? It's because those two guys are like ripping on him. Ooh, there's a scary tentacle that you saw. And the kid, wanting to seem manly and unafraid, jumps in on the bullying and is like, oh, I'm not afraid.
Now you think you're real smart because you're a big shot artist from New York, but that don't make you better nor smarter than me.
Like you think you're so good with your height and your big manly penis, but me and Russell here get shit done. And you know what? We do it with a small penis. Ain't that right? Yeah. And they high five. And
you think you're hot shit just because you're Thomas Jane? He is. Well, that don't make you no better than me. Kind of does, dude.
Shit.
This show, the Mist TV series,
so
actually has
we haven't given it. We haven't done. I haven't done this in a while. We're going to be using words and describing scenes, that require a discretionary warning. Our verbiage is going to involve like sexual assault.
Content warning.
Like cold-blooded, like a lot of backstabbing and murder. And family, like psychotic family issues. So
yeah,
if I thought I'd mention that before we get into that, that as far as TV shows we've covered, this covers the most bases.
This gets into some traumatic stuff. Unfortunately,
I have no connection to the characters because we just watched this one episode.
Well, it gets into some traumatic stuff, but it doesn't really have anything interesting to say about that.
That's almost scarier. Is that there's nothing, at least from my perspective, is that the traumatic shit that happens in this, there's no social commentary. It's just that people are fucking horrible.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's no what's the word? We've talked about this a ton doing this podcast over the years. That feeling of oh, you've mentioned this before, like when something is satisfying.
Catharsis.
There's no catharsis for the viewer, and it left me, which is fine. Like things can be horror or things can have a bad ending, right? But if it has nothing to say, then it just leaves you like we have a shorter but private show on our Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
And CJ just mentioned a horrible horror movie that he had recently watched.
Yes.
And there was no justice, catharsis, meaning. Much less so this show comparative to the movie you had watched. So check out our Patreon if you're interested.
Patreon.com/lasercomb. Also, big shout out to our Patreon subscriber Chris, who upped his pledge recently.
Really?
Yeah. So we're gonna have
that
to. He's gonna have to reach out
this month.
He's gonna have to reach out and pick a programming block for us to cover in the new year.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Yeah. If the higher tier on the Patreon, you choose a block. That's how we describe like roughly a month of like shows, and they have a theme usually.
Usually, yeah.
Yeah, and usually have a theme. And where I was with the super show we were talking about.
I like doing the programming blocks. We've been doing them pretty consistently, I think, for probably about a year or so now. I like doing the programming blocks. I kind of want to keep that being the format of the show just going forever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, well, we've been doing it for a while now.
Yeah.
And it can be like this is spooky time. But before we jump into the rough plot of the
The
episode, the
Mist!
mist, blue. It's more like a fog, but don't worry about it. Um, what's the difference anyway? Woo. Um,
What is this? Silent Hill up in here?
Yos, if you's some scary humanoid monstrosity shuffling my way, you have to tell me. You that's the rules. I don't make it.
The fuck out of here with that stupid pyramid on your head, eh?
How do you even see? Is that whole thing full of like guts and gore and stuff, or is it just like mostly empty and your head's rattling around in there? Get out of here! You look like a buffoon. um. Oh, geez. Oh, the guy from the Bear is in this, or am I completely wrong?
There's a few
Who is
people I
that?
recognize in this
Yeah, I
show.
recognize that. I'm like, is that the guy from the Bear?
The main guy is Morgan Spector, which is a fucking
That's a
that's a badass name right there.
that is a badass name.
And
Morgan Spector. That seems like an Image Comics detective that like helps Spawn.
right? Morgan
Morgan
Spector.
Spector?
That
No,
would get
cooler
his
than
own
that.
spin-off, like solo comic eventually.
Yeah, yeah. And it would be called Spectre.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I think we just invented something. Uh who
Well,
is the
well, I know
cast?
what my next comic book writing project is going to be.
Right?
Morgan
Where were
Spector,
you?
PI.
Eric Knudsen. No, no, no. That's not the bear guy. That's where have I seen him in?
Oh, he was in. Oh, I know who you're talking about. The young guy. He was
Yeah,
in
he has like a
Continuum.
base.
He was in Continuum that we reviewed.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he
He was in
was
Continuum. Hey, he's in Bond Cop, Bad Cop. There's some
the
weird
first
laser
and the
cone
second
lore.
one. He's in both of them.
What?
Yeah,
Huh?
he was one of the
Holy
cops. He
shit!
was the kid of one of the cops.
Yeah, and now that he's an adult, he's a whole. I guess I clearly need to watch Bond Cop, Bad Cop too.
Yeah, I still to
People
this day
listening are
haven't
like,
seen
"What
it.
the fuck are these guys talking about?"
Yeah, can
That guy's
confirm.
so familiar.
We went on a
Eric
big
Knudsen.
tangent about Bon Cop, Bad Cop a while back, and can confirm we got some feedback from American listeners being like, I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Sorry, yeah, we're Canadian.
Yeah. The main chick in the show is Alyssa Sutherland, who looks familiar to me. Oh, she was in Vikings, that's why.
Yep, that's how I know her.
Yeah. Let's see, who else is in
She
this?
is the mother of most of Ragnar Lothbrok's
The teenage
children.
girl in the show, Gus Burney. She looked familiar to me, and I looked her up, and it's because she's in a show that I'm watching right now
Oh,
on Apple TV Plus,
what's her name?
which is the best streaming service I would argue in terms of original content.
Alyssa Sutherland has good crazy lady vibes.
Totally.
Like she looks like somebody that can kill you.
Yeah.
Untrustworthy. But looks are deceiving in this goddamn show. Let me tell you, there's some emotional whiplash whenever you're like, oh man, this guy's a victim. I feel bad for them. Fuck you. How dare you? That person's actually a psychopath.
Right.
Fuck.
So yeah, the show that Gus Burney is in that I'm watching right now is an Apple TV Plus show called The Last Frontier. It stars Jason
Mm,
Clarke, whom I'm
okay.
actually a really big fan of. And
Okay.
it was a show
Okay.
I just started watching randomly because I'm like, oh, crime show set in a snowy landscape of Alaska, and it's starring Jason Clarke. Hell yeah, I'm on board. The show's not fantastic, but I like it enough that I keep watching it. But
Hmm.
yeah, Gus Burney, who's an adult now, she is in that show, and she plays a con woman.
Con woman.
Con woman. Who
Well,
else is in this? Frances Conroy is the is the analog for the religious lady in the movie. So all the characters and
I like this lady. This she's a great
most
actress.
oh, she's great. Yeah, yeah. Most of the characters in this movie I find are they're not the same characters as
But
the
they're
Mist
an
movie,
analog.
but they're analogs. Like they kind of fit the same roles. So we instead of having what was her name, Miss Carmody, I think, in the movie,
Can't
played
quite
by
remember yet.
played by the great Marsha Gay Harden. But the analog for her in this show is Natalie Raven, as played by Frances Conroy, who's a
That's also a
fantastic
cool
actress.
fucking name. That she, yeah, everything that she's in is something.
Yeah, and she tends to gravitate to horror a lot. I think the 1st thing
Mhm.
that I took note of her in was she played the old version of the hot maid in the first season of American Horror Story.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Which, hear me out.
Uh-oh.
Still,
Uh,
because it's like, oh, the old version of the hot like maid or whatever, and I'm like, aren't both the hot maid?
you, you are a man of more aged tastes than I am. We will say. You have a much more refined palate.
Have you watched Grand Budapest Hotel?
I have. It's been a very long time.
Now, I'm not quite the same as that, the protagonist, the bellhop
Right.
guy who was into like death's door, like older women. But I'm just saying, like sometimes, just sometimes,
Sometimes. Just
sometimes,
sometimes.
just sometimes.
The crow can bring the soul back to make things right. Oh, jeez.
And that's Shocktober. We did it.
And that's Shocktober. Yeah, and we mentioned Eric Knudsen as part of the cast as Vic.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was from Continuum. And
Yeah, right. Yeah.
That I think pretty much
Morgan Spector's not in the episode much.
no, he's not.
But he is good. Like
he's kind of the analog for Thomas Jane's character.
That's
in
what
the
I was.
movie.
That's how I kind of
Although
feel.
there is a like President's Choice Great Value version of Thomas Jane, I would argue, in this episode. The cop guy kind of looks like a like low rent Thomas Jane.
Fair, fair. But that guy tends to play unhinged characters. The actor, I mean, who is that actor's name? He's so familiar looking.
I have no idea.
I've seen him in a bunch of. Oh fuck! What is he? I can't quite find him on the movie listing here.
I would argue the best Great Value / President's Choice Thomas Jane is. I can't remember his name off the top of my head, so I'm going to Google the show that he was in that I liked. It was a show called Hap and Leonard. It aired around this time, actually.
Hmm.
And
Okay.
he is played by James Purefoy. So Google a picture of James Purefoy and tell me that that is not like Great Value Thomas Jane.
Purefoy. How do you Purefoy? There we go.
Pure F-O-Y. Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah, right? Like, in a perfect world, in my perfect world, there's a movie where they play brothers.
Yeah. He's been in a lot of stuff. Like he looks very familiar.
He has. Also, the show that I mentioned, Hap and Leonard, highly recommended. It unfortunately only lasted 3 seasons, but it's quite good. Has Christina Hendricks in a recurring role, too.
Really? Color me interested.
Cal's just like, tell me more.
All right. So
The Mist.
we're gonna cover so The Mist. We're gonna cover it because it's a long ass, they're like hour-long episodes. And we're jumping into this.
I felt that hour. Let me tell you.
There are times where I was like a skeleton watching it because I'm like so bored. And then other times I was genuinely intrigued. So I bounced back and forth between the what is this show trying to be and oh juicy or whatever. Um, one of the curses of our the format of the TV of our podcast means that if anything is serialized, so a continuous story,
Yeah.
um, it can suffer under watching a random episode of it, but
It
we
can't.
try to
Not always.
compensate.
Not
Yeah,
always, but it can. It definitely can.
we try to compensate for that because the show is meant to be like catching a random episode as you're flipping through the channels,
Hmm.
like back in our ye olden times. Um, so the gist of it, and
Back
again,
in the
like discretion,
1900s.
back in the 1900s. Wow, we can actually say
We
that.
can actually say that, yeah.
That's weird. Um, so there are two young people. One of them is injured. We're not sure how his hand was burned or something like that. And they're kind of like cute, flirting with each other. And they're in a big mall where it's so far it seems to be safe.
Hmm.
However, the girl, um, sometime in the past had accused the boy of like sexually assaulting
Hmm.
her. There's lots of which is shockingly and maybe too realistic. Maybe people don't want to have to deal with this in a TV show. A lot of sounds like she's making it up, or oh, it sounds like she was just lying because like now they're hanging out and like flirting with each other. There's a lot of lying. There's a lot of
That is also
bad
compounded,
people.
however, by the fact that apparently in a previous episode she had been out in the mist and whatever horrors are out there, which
A bunch of people died, but she came back without getting hurt.
the horrors in the mist left her alive. Now, based on what I've read, unlike the movie and the book that it's based on, which we are both big fans of, the
Mhm.
book and the movie,
It's like a novella or a short
it, it,
story or
it's a novella, yeah.
yeah.
Uh, Unlike the source material and the film adaptation from 2007, the horrors in the mist in this show aren't creatures with like tentacles and whatnot. They,
Mhm.
according to Wikipedia, like ghostly apparitions of like things that like haunt you or things that torment you from your past appear in the mist.
It's a little more psychedelic and
Which is an interesting take, I
spiritual.
will
Yeah.
grant you. And kind of I don't know, ghostly apparitions of things that like things from like your lived experiences that just disturb you and haunt you like appearing in this
And
mist.
she wasn't
That's kind of
harmed.
cool.
It no, it is. Yeah, if you separate it from like the source where it's just like literally monsters
Yeah.
come through another dimension. Um, or in the case of the novella, just aren't
Project
explained.
Project Arrowhead.
That's right, Arrowhead. Um, so the blonde girl comes back and she's fine. There's a MILF on the show. And her daughter does not come back. And her daughter and this blonde girl did not get along. So she's kind of thrown out there, hey, she lies about being sexually assaulted earlier. And then she comes back and all these other people died. Like, hear me out. Like, maybe this chick is like connected to the mist and she's like evil.
Yeah.
And people who are running low on food, um, like some people listen to her. There's like a mall manager guy, mayor type dude who's like trying to keep the peace, right?
By
The
any means
kind of, but
necessary.
by
No,
any means necessary.
he loves peace with all his heart, no matter how many men, women, and children he has to kill
He
to
has to
achieve it.
strangle. Yeah, no matter how many people he has to murder and how much food he has to hoard in his office. Damn it, he's going to keep the peace. I like that guy argues later when he's like called out on that. He's like, I have to be in fit condition to lead the people. I need my nutrients. And I'm like, dude, you can go a couple days without nutrients. I mean, look at you. I'm not just saying these are like apocalyptic times, and you're doing pretty good. Is
Yeah.
what I'm
Also,
saying
like,
here.
you have an entire office full of like non-perishable food. Like, I don't care like how like fit and healthy you think you need to be to like lead the people. You can share some of that shit. Like, come on now.
And so MILF Mom is drumming up drama. Um, Blonde
It's funny to
girl
think of her
and
as a MILF because she's like 30. She looks
yeah,
to be like 30.
when I watched it, I'm like, this chick pretty smoking for this lady's like for this other girl's mom. Like could be even like an older sibling to them, but I digress.
Well, we see a picture of her daughter, and her daughter looks like a child. So her being like
She's younger.
30-ish,
Yeah,
like
that's fine.
that
Yeah,
makes sense, yeah.
but still MILF. So technically,
Technically MILF, yes.
yeah, technically you can be almost any age and be a MILF.
Technically.
Um, so
Speaking of MILFs,
the
my desktop wallpaper just changed, and what popped up was Fragile from Death Stranding.
oh,
Anyway,
so there you go.
but I
Speaking of,
digress.
so Blonde and her, I was a little bit confused, but then it clears it up pretty quickly. And this other young man, they flirt, they go rollerblading while they're looking for supplies. They're exploring the different parts of like the mall or whatever. Um, and then they come back to people like murmuring rumors, like that kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, and the mom, also MILF, the crazy faced. We
Uh,
just said her name.
Alyssa Sutherland from of
Yeah,
Vikings fame.
yeah, and I think her character's Eve in this. Um, she is the blonde's
She's not much
mom.
older than I am.
I think she's the blonde's mom, right?
She is the blonde's mom, yeah.
What she ends up doing is she
Which,
traps
I don't know,
the
how old would she have been at this point? 2017, that was 8 years ago. She's 43 now,
35.
35.
Wow, look at
She
those
must have,
these people having their lives together.
well, I know, right?
Actors, yeah,
She must have had that kid pretty young because that girl's like what, like 16, 17?
yeah. Yeah, yeah. And she doesn't just kill him, which kudos to her because that's what everyone else is doing this episode. She somewhere in an abandoned part of the mall, there's like a storage locker or like an equipment closet or something. And there's gauze in there, there's some food and like water. And once the kid, again, the guy that's been hanging out and flirting with the blonde, she does think and believe her daughter that this guy sexually assaulted
Yeah.
her daughter, and she locks him in there. He starts freaking out and he wants out, and she's like, "Nope." And he's like, "You can't leave me like in here."
Yeah,
And
to her
she's like,
credit,
Watch me."
she doesn't seem to want him dead. She just wants him to stay away. And so she
Yeah.
literally makes it so he has to stay away.
And she could have just locked him in there and not left food and
Yeah.
like burn like the right. So and then he's locked and we don't see what happens to him.
Meanwhile, there's
And
this really like
because there's
cringe-worthy.
three scenes, by the way. Let's break it up. There's three scenes. Mall, group in a car that's looking for supplies or something,
Mhm.
and church.
Well, I was gonna say, meanwhile, also going on in the mall, there's this really cringeworthy like sex scene that happens between some
That's the people with great value. What did you call him? Spectre. Great value. Who was the character in the movie? The main character in the movie, the writer
the actor
or the
Thomas Jane.
artist. Yeah. It's like great. What did you say? Like
No,
great
he
value.
wasn't in
Jane.
that scene.
No, no, no. These two that have the sex in the car.
Yeah.
They were scouting with Spectre
Oh,
and the
like
kid,
later
and
on.
they
Yeah.
left, went into, yeah, they went into a garage. They were chatting, and then they had the car sex scene. Is that
Yeah.
what you're referring to, or am I
Yeah. Yeah.
missing a sex
I
scene?
I found it very I found it very cringy. And
It
also like
was
something weird
that
he
guy
has
has
amnesia.
amnesia.
Yeah.
There's a guy
'Cause-
with amnesia. Yeah.
yeah. Cuz he
And so there's
mentions
this like, oh, well, wouldn't it be strange if I'm married? I
yeah.
mean, it doesn't matter because like I have no feelings like for her because I have amnesia, but
I
like
don't
it's
know if
weird to
I've even
think
ever
about.
had sex before.
And the lady who seems like a crazy, he, not to judge a book by more than their cover, but she seems like a crazy
Not to
trailer
judge a
park chick.
show by the episode.
She seems like a crazy lady from the trailer park, right?
Yeah.
And she's all like, "Oh, well, based on how well you did, I'd say it wasn't your first time." And the guy's like, do you have a boyfriend?" And she's like, "No, dude." Or did you have anybody before like the mist all came around? And I'm like, why is the scene in here?
I
This is
found it so
awkward.
cringeworthy and awkward, and it adds nothing to the episode, and it has nothing to do with the rest of what's going on.
Not really, except for the fact that they leave um Spectre guy in the car just waiting while they're supposed to be looking for supplies. So it's like your friends could be dying. And the four people that were in the car that were looking for supplies and gas and stuff, one of them goes home.
Oh, it's worth pointing out that Morgan Spector, Mr. Badass himself, who's
Yeah.
like off in the car, like exploring, he is the husband of blonde mom and
Oh.
the father of SA victim girl.
Oh. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
So
you wouldn't know it from watching the episode, but I just know that from like reading about the show. Uh, y- yeah, they're married.
the character Adrian or something, there's a skinny younger kid, right? They let him go home because he's like, "Oh, I live right there." And he's like, "Oh, let me go with you." And it's like, "No, I'll go by himself." And his dad is waiting in there.
This part of the show really pulled the rug out from underneath me, and I don't
And
know if
multiple times.
that's a good if it was in a good way or a bad way.
I don't know
Sometimes I like my
either.
expectations being subverted, but also sometimes I
You're
kind
like,
of like a
"Fuck you, show."
kind of like kind of just like a spade to be a spade, you know?
So, to cover this guy's tale real quick, as it jumps back and forth between the church, the neighborhood, I'll call it, and the mall. His dad's alive and he's sitting there eating.
Hmm.
Doesn't look up from his food, and he's like, "Oh." Again, viewer discretion advised. He doesn't use this word, but he might as well. He's like, "Oh, if it like my faggot son is home." There's lots of homophobia, and like his dad's clearly like Christian and hates his gay son.
Yeah.
Um,
Uh, gay? Eh.
uh, or he
We
mentions
also
cock
find
sucking multiple times, which is what boomers like to
yeah, and
throw.
that was the vibe that I was getting, but we also find out that this kid Adrian is the one who actually raped the girl who was his best friend.
Wait,
Yeah.
oh, I had thought he had killed a girl.
No, he
Oh
was the one who
shit.
actually like
I
raped
got it.
the girl cuz like Morgan Spector finds the drug like triazepam that she was like
Which
drugged
is
with. He finds
like
it.
a date rape drug. Yeah.
Yeah, he finds it in
That's what
Adrian's
that
bathroom.
is.
Yeah.
And that's when he grabs her. And so, oh man, there's some 180ing. So he's talking with his dad and he's like, "Oh, there's food there. I made food there if you're hungry." And he runs over and hurriedly eats it. So they must be like malnourished. And eventually he goes, "Oh, like, where's mom?" in the living room. And he goes over and like his mom's dead.
Yeah.
So like he jump scares his son. But then we find out his dad or possibly both of them are psychopaths. Okay, so
So I
his dad says a lot of really triggering shit
his
that I
dad
won't
his
get
dad's
into.
awful, and I was like kind of feeling bad for this kid. I was like, oh,
I was
it's
like, please kill your dad.
yeah. And then he does.
And there's a point where he's like shouting and he's like, your mom actually never loved you. Because there's a part where he's like, oh, I never loved you. And he's like, well, at least we're able to like speak freely between each other. And it's like, oh, like at least mom did. And he's like, no, she was afraid of you. You know what? Like she could even put up with like the cocksucking shit, but like she knows that you're a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like almost crying. And he's like, no, no, she like loved me. And she's like, she didn't. She hated you. She wished that you would die. And I'm like, fuck you, dude.
I know. So it's like, so watching this scene, like I was like, okay, so this is like a marginalized like queer kid
That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
from a like homophobic family who's like being like
And
horribly
this
like.
other cooler family kind of like adopted him. He
So
spends a lot of time with this other
yeah,
family with Spectre and the blonde, and like he's their home
which
away from home.
which is like a story I imagine like a lot of like queer kids could relate to.
Exactly. And the rug pull.
So I don't like the fact that we're getting this kind of representation in this episode only to get a rug pull to find out that this like abused queer kid is actually a fucking psychopath
So it
and a rapist. I don't like
and a
that.
rape and a chronic what's it called? Chronological liar or what's
Oh,
it where you just like
pathological liar.
pathological then chronological? I only lie in order. Time progresses. Chronological liar. I'm from the 1800s. My next lie will be the 1900s.
That's pretty good, actually.
Chronological liar. Write that down. Um, but so as there's a gunshot and they're like, fuck. Eric Nudson's character is like running around, like surviving, going from house to house, convinces Spectre to like let him in the car. And he's like, hey, I work with blah, blah, blah. You know me. I like work at like the video store or like whatever.
Yeah.
Because you can't trust random people running up to your car in like the mist apocalypse, right?
Yeah.
He's a good person though, like fundamentally. And like
Mm-hmm.
he lets him in the car because just being in the mist is its own problem. Even if nothing's chasing him, even if there's nothing monsters, be spending time when you're not in a house or when you're not in a car, for some reason, the things that make you feel safe keep the mist at bay.
Mm.
Like being in a car, technically you can get through the vents and like through the cracks and like whatever. But just having a door closed seems to be enough because in the later scene it shows a door left open and then the mist kind of like creeps in. So
Mm-hmm.
it's a symbolic barrier, right? Like the windows don't need to be airtight. The doors can open and close. You can go in and out of a car. It's that symbolism. Again, I like that part of it. Like you had said earlier, you like that it's not just that they're monsters.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of
There's
an interesting take. I was
there's the
gonna say,
psychological part.
I
Yeah.
was gonna say, you mentioned that Morgan Spector's character, whose name is Kevin Copeland, but
Copeland, yeah. They should have
I,
just named the character after him.
I'm fine with just continuing to call him
I've just
Morgan
been
Spector.
calling him Morgan Spector. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you mentioned that he's like a fundamentally good person. In these kind of stories, you kind of need a like white knight
At
protagonist.
least one.
You need a white knight protagonist, because you need someone to get behind to
When everything's
counterbalance
terrible.
all of the awfulness that's going on in the story.
Yeah. And here's the gunshot, and he runs off and he's like, stay with the car, other people. Right. So Psycho Kid, Psycho Killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? He panics because he hears somebody
Psycho
come in.
Kid.
Fa, 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 fa. He cuts his
Fuck, fuck,
arm
fuck,
with a knife,
fuck, 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 fuck you.
right? After shooting his dad. And again, at this point, you're like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, queer kid shot his psychopath dad.
Yeah.
Um, and because he was like blaming the death of his mom, like on him and all this other stuff, like just letting it out, right? Cuts his own arm. And I'm like, why do you need to do like he's fucking terrible.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, technically, you just killed in cold blood. Yeah. But like, so he cuts his arm and drops the knife at like his dead father's.
Yeah, because it's not even like he killed him in self-defense or anything. Like his dad was just
his dad's across the kitchen.
His dad was
calling
being
him
awful,
a piece of shit.
but
yeah.
he was just calling him names, and the kid
we
just
find
like
out
blows
he's
him
right.
away, blows him away with a shotgun.
Oh, and as he's dying, lies down next to him, and he's like, "You do love me, don't you? If you love me, say and do nothing." Looks like you love me, and lies down with his dad as he's like dying.
Yeah.
So that's when my head, like my eyebrow, like is lifted at first because I'm like, that's not something a normal person should do. But hey, these are extraordinary circumstances, right?
Morgan Spector gets out of the car, goes in the house because he hears the shotgun blast. Goes
he's
in,
crying, tries to take him away from the scene because he's like, just found out his mom died, just had to kill his dad.
Yeah.
And so there's this scene, this emotional scene. And again, like you're like, oh, like I feel like a lot of maybe queer kids could have related to this where they have found family.
Yeah.
Right. He's like, you're always going to be a part of like our family. Always like, oh, don't worry about it. And he's very emotional and everything like that. And it's like, okay, like where do you keep your like first aid stuff? He's like, oh, in like the bathroom.
Promise me I'm always going to be a part of your family.
Oh, promise
Do you promise
me? Yeah.
Do you promise?
Yes,
I promise. Of course.
Pinky swears, and he's like, yeah. What's the issue? Goes in,
no matter what I tell you.
No matter what I tell you, you have to promise. Can't break a promise. Only an asshole liar would break a promise. Isn't that right, Morgan Spector?
By the way, I may have forcibly had my way with your daughter.
Right.
Yeah.
So he goes in, finds the drug that was identified to have, and turns to the kid who's like whining and like crying and stuff like that. And he's like, what did you do? And rightfully so, like grabs him and starts being like, where is she?
Yeah.
And like starts like getting pissed. And he's like, you said that you and I was always be part of your family. But like, he's hurt people in his like family. Like, dude, it's like, she loves me and I just didn't want her to leave me. And so like we find out now what Whiplash. I didn't want
football jock isn't good enough for her. I didn't want him to have her. So he probably
killed whoever he's talking about or wants to, or other men aren't good enough for her.
He's talking about the kid that got locked in the storeroom.
That she was okay. That clears that up. And then because he had put the gun up against the wall, as he's like, what did you do? Tell me. When he kind of knows like what he did, the kid grabs the gun and points it at him.
So in this episode, we find out queer kid commits sexual assault, murders his father. His father's awful, but he murders his father.
He raped his best friend.
Yeah. He then...
Jesus Christ.
He then runs out into the car and then lies and says...
Oh my God.
And then
so he points before the car part.
Yeah.
He points the gun at him and like he's like, get down on your like knees. And his job is to execute this guy now that he knows like the truth. But he makes a grab for the gun. He gets knocked out, but not shot.
Yeah.
And the kid runs. He might not have realized he didn't shoot him.
Mm-hmm. That was kind of what I thought too.
Yeah, he runs out into the car and he's screaming and crying. His arm's still bloody because he cut himself. And he's like, Spector's dead. Oh,
my dad killed him.
my dad killed him. And they're all like, whoa, what the fuck? Let's go see. And he's like, no, no, you can't. We need to get out of here right now. And the
And
chick
then on
is like,
top of
fuck
that,
this.
and then on top of that, so yeah, kills
Top of
people,
that.
commits sexual assault, rapes his best friend, and then blames it on the really nice, handsome jock guy.
If an incel has never been in a show represented more so in holy
I
fucking,
hate
I have
this.
never had whiplash more. I
I actually like.
That's what we mean by whiplash. How dare you make me feel anything for this character?
Yeah, and like I was kind of bored with the show, like otherwise, but this actually this made
This
me
fired me
fucking hate.
up.
This made me fucking hate it.
Oh,
I'm
made you hate it.
Yeah, like actually, I'm like this is very 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 bad representation right here.
And that being said, like, what is he lying about? Like, maybe he's not. What if him pretending to be gay thing was a cover to be friends with the blonde? Like, we don't know. We
Could
watched
be,
episode
yeah,
8, right? Like, he could be absolutely terrible, but just watching this episode, yes, that rug pull of being like, oh, the gay kid that you liked that like got that revenge about like shooting his father, worst character in the history of humanity,
yeah.
rapist, murderer, everything terrible. Haha, how do you like that? And Siege would reply, he does not.
I do not, not at all.
So back at the mall, yada yada. Mayor, he's hoarding food. He comes and tells Angela, I want to say Angela or something like that. Angel, I don't know. But like the MILF grieving, hey, you got to knock it off trying to drum up like drama with this woman, like with this little blonde chick. People are going to start getting hurt and dying, especially if we're running low on food. He's like, you need to tell people the truth. And she's like, I know she's not connected to the mist. I've just been looking for somebody to blame. Like, she has some self insight that is alarming to see on the show, given that everyone seems to be almost crazy or
Yeah,
near there. She's like, I seeing her come back when my own daughter like died. It was hard for me to like cope with. And he's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, but you need to then calm people down. You need to confess, or I'm going to confess for you. And she's like, well, I'll confess if you confess to hoarding food in your office. And he's like,
or
I need my nutrients. And she's like, or I'll confess for you, and throws it back in his face and gets up away from her little memorial for her daughter with candles and stuff and goes to walk away, presumably to the rest of the people. And the mayor, or the leader, the mall cop, or
mall
whatever
man.
he is, mall man, manager, there we go. Manager man decides to knock her over the back of the head with a candlestick. And then that didn't quite kill her. So he gets down and strangles her to death.
I don't know. There was a lot of blood under her head there. I thought she was like her eyes were like wide open. I thought she
She
was
was
dead.
conscious. She was conscious when, because like she doesn't have the strength to fight him, but like she's still conscious when he starts strangling her. And he's like, I'm just keeping the peace. Don't mind me. And like very easily seems to kill her. Then a couple minutes later, he goes, help, somebody help. I found a body. And someone's like, the security guard is like, sus. You
Doubt.
reported the body. It's probably, he pressed X to doubt, and he starts beating the shit out of manager man. And I'm like, fuck yeah, your instincts are good.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, it wasn't me. And he's like, who else could it possibly be, dude? And he's like,
It was the girl.
it was that blonde girl. She was onto her. She was right. She is connected to the mist. She's evil.
Yes.
And everyone's like, seems legit. I watched her. She ran away from the scene, the crime scene. Is she here with you? No, awfully sus. And for some reason, everyone's like, yeah. Must have been that teenage girl that hasn't shown any violent tendencies. Must have been her. And what is there's also a
Who
church
looks like
scene.
she couldn't even. It looks like she couldn't hurt a fly.
She's like
Honestly,
120 pounds, soaking wet, like
yeah,
5 foot
if
one.
that.
Uh, but yes, she snuck. I guess anybody can sneak up on someone and crack them over the head with a candlestick. Um, there's a church scene back and forth.
I was gonna say there's another subplot, another thing going on in the episode that
Yeah,
we've kind of like haven't really like mentioned at all. There's
I've been mentioning the chunks. We
there's
did
been
like outside in the mist. We
yeah
did like the mall, and then there's the church.
yeah there's the church stuff. So we have preacher lady who so in the book and in the movie, preacher lady is literally that, like a religious nut, whereas this chick kind of seems like a like hippie crystal
Alt,
witch who's kind of kooky.
but she takes advantage of
She
fear
mentions
and people.
chemtrails, not by name, but she mentions chemtrails in the fucking episode as if it's like a legit
I was
thing that's
expecting the
wrong with the
police
world.
officer. I was expecting the police officer to be like, wait, let's back up a second. Did you just start? Did you just go off about chemtrails? But no, he for no reason, by the way. She just like mid conversation like starts talking about chemtrails.
And
So there's a
how it's
cop.
she mentions it as like one of the big things wrong with the world right now.
Did you know that planes fly over and they drop chemicals of like radioactive and waste and
Like
sewage
hospital waste.
into the hospital waste into the and they just drop it into the atmosphere just for no reason, just to be like evil and poison people. And the cop's like, oh, okay. And because he's lost, he's super upset, and he comes to his realization that, you know what, his kid, so the jock that we now know did not sexually assault blonde girl,
Yeah.
he breaks down at some point and he's like, I knew it. I'm
I
terrible.
know in my
I
heart
was
that it's
abused as a
true.
kid. Yeah, I was abused as a kid. I'm not good at like there's some actual pretty good acting and good moments between the sheriff or like officer man and crazy cult leader lady.
Yeah.
And he's like, I don't have a purpose. And if there's anything men need more, alt right men need more, it's a purpose. And you could buy my book, How to Find a Masculine Purpose, today on Amazon for only $29.99.
It is purpose that binds us, purpose that guides us, that drives us. It is purpose that defines our very existence. And now we are going to take from you, Mr. Anderson, the one thing that you tried to take from us. Purpose. There we go. There's our Matrix reference for the day.
Days without Matrix reference. um, and so Agent Smith comes in. There's 10 of them at first. And then the Burly Brawl happens. But she says, you know what your purpose is. And the great part about cult leaders is that you don't tell people what to do. You get them to discover that the best thing to do is to listen to themselves. And then you just plant little seeds about what that should be. And basically she's like, and he's like,
Oh yeah, cult
I
leading
need
is just
I need to
manipulation.
restore order. And she's like, you restored order before the mist, and you're meant to restore order after. The only difference is that now you don't have to prescribe to the laws of man. You don't have to prescribe to the laws of an unjust system. You can bring order the proper way, the natural way. And I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's
Yeah.
dangerous now.
Yeah.
And he's like, I am meant to bring order. And so immediately I'm like, oh fuck, this guy's kid is in so much fucking danger.
Yeah.
And her loyalists decide to leave the church. There's like four of them or something
I
like
hated
that.
this too. They decide to
And
leave the church.
some people come to lady pastor leader and they're like, "Oh, hey, I'm sorry, but," and she's like, "It's okay.
Yeah, they're
You're
like,
not coming with us."
they're like, we're no, we're sorry, like, but we've decided we're not going to go with you. That we're just gonna like stay and hole up here and like hope things get better. I understand, my child.
Because the others want to go to the mall. So things are coming to a close as everyone's going back to the mall. So I can see how they're building up to the ending of uh
Yeah.
the next couple episodes. Um oh, by the way, the reason she's the leader is because she went out into the mist, and the mist only judges and kills those that have sin.
Mm-hmm.
And so at first, people in like the church are like, okay, lady, but that must work because she's like by the window, like looking outside, and they're like, what are you doing? Are you thinking
Which,
of
as
going
a
back out
theme,
there?
that is something from the book and the movie. The crazy religious lady, like her takeaway was that like the mist was like this judgment force from God.
She calls it the black, I can't remember what she refers to it, but like black judgment or judgment day or yada, like that's something that's in all iterations
She
of.
calls it like the black the black spring or something.
Oh, right, like a well, the black wellspring
It's
or
some
something like
no,
that.
no, it's
Yeah.
something to do with the season. Um,
Oh, I see. Kind of
be,
like it's
because like the
big
mist
something
happening, it's
new.
like the wrong time of year for that.
Okay, I see. I see. It's like meant to be spring, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, and she refers to it and that it's calling to her and they need to go to the mall. I can't remember why to enact it, to follow her lead or like whatever, or they're running low on supplies. It doesn't matter. But they're like, well, it's a shame that the others didn't join us.
To drive the mist away by bringing judgment to those who have committed sin.
To the wicked. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, great.
I don't
Here
know
come the
if that's
cultists.
actually what she said, but that's kind of the vibe.
It's the vibe. I'm like, oh, here come the cultists, and one of them has a fucking gun. So her and her loyalists start to go, and they're like, oh, it's a shame the others aren't joining us. And one of her followers is like, well, they just want they just want safety. And it's like, oh well, um, without challenging what is right, we can't truly find safety. Anyways, and they close the church
Gasoline.
doors. They put a big cross. By the way, they're all supposed to be religious and like God fearing and God loving. They put a big cross barring the door. So if anyone tries to get out, they can't get out. And then start happily like dousing the door and the entryway with gasoline. And
And
then they light it on fire
they light it
and
on
leave.
fire. And as they're leaving, we hear people screaming, which as I'm watching this, I'm like, that is not the only exit in that building.
Tell me you can't break a window. No, like, but and
Well, exactly.
famously, people have been killed en masse in churches, but I assume they board up the windows from the outside, and there's some whatever. But like, if that's the only entrance and exit, like, this
There's
was not made up
always
to code.
there's always multiple like back exits and there's
Every church that
windows.
I've attended, there's in the very least windows everywhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of a thing about churches, actually, is
Yeah.
they're kind of like window themed, or maybe you can't break them because they're stained glass and all the wire is keeping it together. I don't know. I've never tried to break a stained glass window.
Maybe they nailed the doors shut off camera.
The off
The
camera,
back
yeah,
door shut,
yeah,
maybe.
um, yeah, because people are like screaming or like whatever. So we have cultists going to the mall. We have mall kind of a dead milf and other things like going on there, and then we got the car with um, Eric Knudsen and the other three, Crazy Lady, Amnesia Man, and sorry, Horny Lady, Amnesia Man, Psychopath, Psycho Killer, Keskase, and
Adrian.
Eric Knudsen. Yeah, they all decide to go back to the mall, and the horny lady's like, fuck this, I don't want to go back to the mall. Our leader's dead. Nah, have fun, and she just leaves. And Psycho Killer is like, Uh, no, I promised him. I promised him. I promised him I would go to the mall and look after Joy. And I think that's the blonde girl's name. Oh, and like, oh, we
It's Alex.
promised.
Alex is her name.
Oh, okay. Um, and the girl's like, okay, fine, let's go to the mall. And I'm
Hmm.
like, somebody get the gun away from this. Also, I don't know if I would believe, oh, my dad killed him and oh, blah, blah. And it's like, but he went, oh, but I guess they wouldn't have seen because he went in there after the gunshot.
Yeah,
So then how did I, if
but there
somebody
wasn't.
just told me that you were
Well,
dead,
there was a second gunshot, right?
oh shit, right.
Because when
But he
Morgan
has the
Spector,
gun. But he has the gun.
yeah,
So I would be like, wait a second, how did he kill your dad? Or how did he kill Morgan Spector? But they don't do any follow-up questions because he's in hysterics. And
I
he's just a little guy.
I
He couldn't.
assume the scrutiny will come in the next episode.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
I I just want the security guard following his hunches to just start beating people's asses. Like when he sort of started beating manager guy, and he was like, "No, it was you. Don't fucking lie. You didn't find her body. You're the one that killed her." And I'm like, "This guy's played Among Us." He's like, "You hella sus."
Yeah.
Anyways, that's basically the episode.
That's the episode, and we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, I'm going to ask Cal the eternal question of, will he tune in again?
I was having some car problems. She-Beast may have wrecked my ride, but she wasn't stopping Scream from honoring the best in comics, fantasy, sci-fi, and horror. Somehow I was getting to L.A. And this way didn't look so bad. But I don't do shotgun.
So, 2017's The Mist. The Mist. Cal, would you tune in again next time?
No. Usually I have some intellectual breakdown and I talk about it like a couple minutes or whatever. This just feels bad. Everyone's terrible. You can't have sympathy for everyone because everyone's a liar, a rapist, or a murderer,
Except Morgan Spector.
except Morgan Spector. I just the 180 multiple times on multiple characters bothered me more than it was, bravo, good writing. Yes, quite.
Ah, what
And
a,
like you,
what a twist.
ooh, what a twist. Maybe they should have hired M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
Maybe he would have actually so
Ham Night Shamhammer, the writer of this show, is not.
it's Ham Night. So I got nothing else to say because I just covered it all with you.
That's
Nah,
fair.
I'm good.
Yeah, no,
What about you?
I think this show has a few interesting ideas in how it deals with the mist.
Oh, definitely.
And how it deviates from the source material. But the problem is most of the human drama that's going on, I'm not that interested in.
I found it very interesting but disgusting. Like nobody's good. Really? Like there's no like there's so much violent 180 disgusting rug pulls and no good person rug pulls. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like somebody doing something selfless or
And
right. And
see,
I'm just like, oh man, I don't.
I can't even say that I would be more on board with the drama if I had started from episode 1, because as I mentioned earlier, I did watch this from the beginning when it was airing, and I fell off of
And
it. I
fell off just cuz. Yeah.
Yeah, just because I wasn't into it. Um, so yeah, that's a
Interesting ideas presented,
it's
but
a big old nope from
it's a
me.
big old nope. So that's how we review things. We ask each other if we would tune in next week, as if we just randomly caught the episode. And in this case, we would not. Sorry, 2017 The Mist. Again, like some of them characters, great actors.
Oh yeah,
Very
there's
intriguing.
I like the cast in this show. I just
Mhm. Again, the
It's the
guy
writing.
playing the
It's the writing.
psycho killer, qu'est-ce que c'est? Great actor. Like I genuinely hate this, like very emotionally and very believable. I just, oh, I don't know, man. There's not enough hours left in my life to spend going and watching The Mist.
Watching something that you don't like. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Let us
well,
know in the comments though if you did like it, and like just drop a sentence why actually, because I would be curious.
yeah, if you're
I can be
watching
swayed sometimes.
if you're watching the video version of the show, like the video and leave a comment telling us what you thought of 2017's The Mist, or talk about the movie The Mist. I'm always willing to
Or
engage.
randomly just segue into the movie.
The
Yeah.
movie or the book. I'm more than willing to engage in discussion with both of those.
Hmm. Have you seen an impossibly tall creature? Or what did they call? Remember the thing that was just legs and they couldn't see the body of it? Is it the
Oh,
impossibly tall creature? I can't
well,
remember.
they didn't call it anything, um, but it's just it's just something that they encounter. This like
They're just
towering
driving
thing.
for hours and they encounter no life. And then like days later, um, there's just like a giant like pillar in the middle of the road and it lifts up.
Yeah.
And they're like, what the fuck? And then it slams down behind the car. And it's like so giant that it doesn't even pay attention to like the car or is worried about it.
Yeah.
And I, for some reason in my head, they
And
drive past the impossibly tall creature. And so that's like stuck in my head for some
see, to
reason.
me, that feels like apocalyptic, like end of the world, like type shit, whereas this doesn't.
Yeah. This feels like a purgatory, like a testing ground, like they've all died. And this is,
Could be. Maybe that's the twist at the end of
we'll
the
never
show.
know.
We'll never know. Well, that was episode 142 of the Lasercomb podcast. If you want to support the show, go to patreon.com/lasercomb, LAZORCOMB. Starting at the $5 tier, you get access to our bonus weekly Patreon exclusive podcast, the Cal and Seed Super Show. I don't know why I can't speak words right now, but whatever. We're almost done here.
It's all the mist.
It's all the mist. Yeah, the $10 tier, you get that. You get the occasional commentary track and the ability to pick a show for us to review a random episode of on this very podcraft. So if you want to get in on that, go to patreon.com/lasercomb. Join the Discord. There's a link in the description. That's the best way to interact with us. Yeah, and as I mentioned, like the video on YouTube, leave a comment. You can also leave comments on Spotify, which I discovered recently. So if you're listening to us there,
Today I learned.
do that, please. I'll probably check it within the next 6 months or so. We will be back next week with the next installment in Shocktober IV, November to Dismember, where we're going to be talking about a Patreon pick from our longtime Patreon subscriber and listener, Roy. His Patreon pick that we're going to be covering is Tales from the Crypt.
Hell yeah. It's kind of amazing that we have not covered that.
Tales from the Crypt.
If anyone remembers the show, it's very episodic.
It's an anthology series, yeah. And to be, for the sake of clarity, we're talking about the HBO live action series, Tales from the Crypt, not the animated Fox Kids series, Tales from the Crypt Keeper.
Thank Zeus. And don't get me wrong, child me liked Tales from the Crypt Keeper, but
and I mean, if you want us to watch Tales from the Crypt Keeper, patreon.com/lasercomb.
there
Maybe
you go.
next Shocktober. So to find out what episode of Tales from the Crypt we're going to be watching, I'm going to hit screen share. As always, we do this every week.
The beginning always scared me.
And hit screen share. Share the screen.
Wow, that went from 89 to 96.
And it had how many episodes? I'm on the Wikipedia page right now. Audio listeners. It had
Holy moly, that's a lot of episodes.
93 episodes, so one random number between 1 and 93, and here we go! Where it stops, only the Crypt Keeper will know. 10?
Ooh.
Nice and early in the run. That can either bode very well or very poorly.
Right? That's what I was thinking.
There's no middle ground. That's always the way that goes. Okay, so that is Season 2, Episode 4, Till Death. The Vault of Horror, number 28. Landowner Logan Andrews woos the haughty, snobby, and wealthy Margaret Richardson to help finance a development project. While Margaret initially rejects his advantage, Logan wins her over with a potion from his ex, Voodoo Priestess, Psych, that contains a deadly warning. Things quickly go awry when Logan does not heed said warning, resulting in an undead Margaret amorously chasing him without end. That sounds kind of
Holy
similar to
shit.
the plot of the Friday the 13th show that we did, wasn't it? Didn't that involve a love potion?
Oh man, I can't.
That was a couple of years ago now, but
Never go to your ex for love potions. I don't know how many times I need to say it.
never
But-
go to your ex to help your current relationship.
Yeah, especially if they're a voodoo priestess.
Especially if they're a voodoo
Okay.
priestess. Well, we'll be back.
Also, maybe don't make potions. Like that's kind of love potions are kind of how do I say this?
I wonder if a love potion is kind of the fictional horror analog for triazepam, as it were.
That's what I was yeah, yeah. Maybe if you cannot get the person you have a crush on to like you,
Move on.
mosey on.
Just move on. It sucks, but it happens to us all. Anyway, we'll be back next week with episode 143 of the Lasercomb Podcast. And until then, I've been one of your hosts, The Siege.
And I'm NeoCal, your other host.
Thanks for listening. We will Shocktober you next time. 2 in the shock, 1 in the tober.